To the cloud, to the cloud. Good morning.
Good morning, Wendy.
You can hear me?
I can hear you fine. Yes, can you
Perfect,
hear
perfect.
me?
Yes, I
This
can.
always seems
Yes,
the
I
problem.
can.
See, now we flip position. I'm inside, you're outside.
Well, there's no wind this morning. It's still a bit cool, but I got to show you. I mean, there's a reason why I come out here. See if I can flip this around.
It's in the top part
Yeah.
of your. Nope, that's you again. Been one of those mornings already.
There we go. I mean,
I know, you're right. Is that the Vermilion or what is that?
No, that's Whitson Creek, Whitson River.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a lake by any means, but it's beautiful and I love it. I love it out here.
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah. So I thought I'd bring my coffee and come for our chat out here. As long as the
Very
dogs
nice.
don't knock the phone down, we'll be good.
We'll be good to go.
Right.
And of course you say that and then they show right up.
Yeah. Well, I've got one at my feet and I got the other one kind of like, oh, I want to be closer, Mom. I have to be closer, right on your lap.
Mine is patiently waiting outside for me to go for a walk. So
it's a good day for a walk. Good day.
But yeah, anyways.
Yeah. You look a little tired this morning.
I am. I think I'm having some hormonal difficulties.
Yeah.
Funny.
I slept in this morning too because of that fun stuff.
Well, I'm not having hot flashes or anything like that. It's just that, sorry, adjust the volume here. It's just that it's anxious, and maybe it's just the whole COVID getting to me. Could have been spending 10 days with my husband at camp in isolation. Sure, that could have been it too. Just wait, I'm gonna plug my phone in. But
yeah, you're not the only one though. That's the thing.
I know exactly.
Seems to be rampant.
Talking to friends and then there our concern and what we've been praying for is domestic violence, and there's an increase in that. There's a increase in child abuse, and there's been an increase in suicides, and all of that goes unnoticed because the media doesn't want you to know about it. So,
well, I have seen some things with regards to mental health and people understanding that, okay, so maybe it's not going to be the COVID-19 that gets you, but the thing is we are all suffering, I think, a little bit from mental instability right now.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It is hard. And we have to admit that to ourselves and everybody else and really just try, get outside a little bit if you can. Try to find some quiet time to yourself away from other people in the house. And
I think that's too, like setting up some separations in the house, go for a walk, call a friend. I think calling a friend is a very important asset to what you need to do, like, or set up a Zoom or go for a walk, and you can do walking with a social buddy, like as long as you're 2 meters apart, you're not sharing anything or touching anything. Now the provincial parks are open for walking. Just make sure you go to the bathroom first before you go, because the bathrooms are not open.
Yes,
that'll be difficult. And then but it's, I think it's really important to maintain some sanity and get talking with people again, people that you trust, because this could still go on for a few more weeks, or your job was just going to be till fall that you'll be working from home. So it's super difficult.
It is difficult, and even there's people out there that, like my daughter specifically in the hospitality industry, and her partner is a chef, but they don't have jobs, and the instability of trying to figure out when and where they're going to actually start making a living again is really hard, and it's wearing down people. And we've gone, what is this, the third month now we're going into this?
And going into the third month.
Oh, I've lost you. You still see me?
I see your pretty icon, your your avatar, which I love, which I think is
Oh,
amazing.
the
There we
fun,
go.
the fun. There we go. Yeah, it's a matter, like, for me, I don't have other people around me. My son stays his distance away and he works afternoon shifts, so I don't see him. My husband works, 10, 12 hours a day, so I don't see him. And when he is home, he heads out to the garage. So we may connect for a couple hours in the evening, and that's about it. That's normal life for us, though. So it's hasn't been a shift for us so much, but I can definitely see if my husband wasn't working right now, I know I would be just going bonkers because, yeah,
Yeah,
it's hard to love a
exactly.
person and still take their
Well,
energy in like that. It's hard, no
yeah.
matter whether they're your best friend or whether you're, new to a relationship or been with them for 20 years or whatever. It's always going to be hard. So,
Oh, absolutely. And I think kudos to him for putting up with me as well. So,
yeah, and Gila too. I
yeah,
have to say that for
yeah,
sure. I'm not the easiest to live with, but I stick to my corner and he sticks to his. So, but
yeah.
as far as the mental health aspects of it, it's about choices again too, and I understand, like, because um, our it's run really thin. Like our patience is run really thin right now, and we're all kind of on edge. And we've went through the holiday phase in the beginning of the COVID-19, and now we're kind of like chomping at the bit to get out. And
Yeah, always, or at that 30-year mark.
yeah, that 3-month itch. We
Yeah.
just want to get out.
Yeah, so I mean, I know that, well, I've had no internet access, so for myself it's just been a struggle in trying to continue content, or I've had a few discovery calls, which has just been fantastic, being able to encourage women. So if you're listening and you want to chat, book a discovery call with Wendy or myself, and so we can come up with some solutions or a plan of action for you. But for me, it's hard. Like the 5-day detox, which has been fantastic, is now I'm going to run it for the 3rd week. So I haven't been able to do anything because nothing loads, and I have to stand on a rock with my arm and touch my nose and stand on one foot to get a bar or two. And so it's very, very difficult, to say the least. And I think that's where my crazy comes from, is not being able to do my heart's desire. And then, yes.
Yeah, it is difficult.
Yeah. And perhaps the hormone detox is a great plan. When I was talking to a few women about it, the recipes come back as being huge, even though they're only for 1 or 2 people. It still makes an abundance, and it's because it's lentil filled, and it's that good source of carbohydrates and fibers, and so you're not used to eating that, rather than just being like that keto focus or low carb focus. It's actually a carb focus, where it's providing that insulin resistance, and it's providing those nutrients that are necessary in supporting the liver, or in supporting that capturing and moving it through the colon, because you don't want those toxins to recirculate. So it's interesting. And as I'm going through my own little hormone checklist here, I'm like going, yeah, check. But it's just to open your eyes. And that's the reason for the 5-day. And I encourage them to continue with it. Have they done the food journal, right? What are you recognizing from this? What changes emotionally? For myself, I think really the exercise portion of things, when you're stuck in a certain, and you didn't bring winter boots, so you can't walk through the bush, plays a huge role. Like, it's important to exercise, it's important to walk, it's important to get out and do things, and that was not available. I mean, we just were not prepared for it, to be honest. So when I was, you're going down the checklist, if you've not gone and gathered the hormone checklist, it's on my website. You can just take a look and see. Like, for myself, that absent period portion, and I know that you yourself are into menopause, or
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah,
yeah, so
I'm in a
many
couple of years
people.
now. Yeah.
So I'm about 3 months space, or I'm clocking that now. So it's difficult, although I feel the ebb and flow of the hormone. The autoimmunity, I'm really working hard at keeping that down. With joint pain, watching the joint pain, watching the swelling, watching digestion, bowel movements, things like that. The body aches and pains, really keeping a good eye on that, just because of alcohol or gluten. And that's why, you have the Jumpstart. We have the 10-day detox. We do these things to recognize and reduce that inflammatory response to things. Even though that we've added all that lentils and chickpeas back into things, there's still that less bread portion, less processed food portion to things. The depressive state, so it's really hard to balance. Is this a hormonal imbalance, or is it just the state of being today? And is it stress? But all of that combines together and causes that storm, that metabolic storm, right?
Yes.
So the depressive states that you're in, take a good inventory. Are you eating enough nutrients? Are you intaking enough magnesium? Are you supporting that gut biodome where there's serotonin and all of that production happens in the gut? So there's many different levels of understanding of why you may be into a depressive state. Be an investigator. Understand what your body's trying to tell you. Understand the inventory of your food intake that you need to change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or do something natural, like picking up some lemon balm tea, picking up some,
Milk
calming
thistle or
teas.
something.
Yeah, or
Dandelion
milk
teas.
thistles teas, dandelion teas, chamomile, all of the different things to calm the body, support the liver, and support the colon.
Yeah.
And as I was entering into perimenopause, the hemorrhaging, which is called starts with an M. I can never say it properly. Anyways, the heavy clotting, bleeding portion of that transition, or if you are experiencing that right now, I don't have the book with me, it's at the cottage. But there are ways of helping that. You can, go to or call and pick up curbside. Things like shepherd's purse, and understand the importance of taking that the first 3 days of the period to close up the pouch, right? Or to stop that heavy hemorrhaging. So it's super interesting how there's some easy, and I found that to be very helpful. Yeah. So, and that's in the Lorna, and then those books are available, whether purchase for free, or you can purchase them. And that is the Lorna Vanderhagen books, which really help understand things. And if you're having endometriosis, or you're having difficulty conceiving, understand the toxicity of the body is at a certain level that is not a fertile ground. You can start with simple things like through nutrition. If that doesn't change things, with some additional supplementation, then get yourself to a naturopath to have the proper testing done. And so many women, like say Dr. O'Brien, has had such success with women with the hormone testing, with supplementation or bioidenticals, and acupuncture to create that perfect landscaping for fertility. So it's recognizing these, what you're capable of helping with through nutrition or some simple supplements or simple herbs that help women. And that's what we're so passionate about, is helping those women, and then recognizing if they need that additional step, then they need to get to that right person. Like, we have many fantastic naturopaths here in Sudbury. And it is important that, beyond what we can do, if they need that help, then, we know to advise them to take care of that. Then you still continue with that good, solid nutrition, even at any stage in a female's life, right? And then through thermography, and then through thermography, we get to see the estrogen dominance in things. We get to see how your body's process is doing, how your liver is functioning, how your thyroid is functioning. We can't diagnose anything, but it certainly lets us know what's going on, what's underneath the surface of the skin. And I always find it so relevant
Yes.
To what's happening mind body, you know, with their stress management, what's happening inside their mind, how their body's responding, that fight or flight, the inflammatory responses. And then they're like, oh yeah, I forgot to tell you I have blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yes, of course, because you have
There it
blah, blah,
is.
blah. Yeah, of course, obviously. And it's interesting. We, in our little community, we've had some young women. I think I spoke about that yesterday. We've had some young women. We have lots of people. I mean, the community period, I shouldn't say that. The community period has the increase of cancer still occur.
Wow.
And younger. And it's just, my heart is just in such grief about it, because we have the ability to manage ourselves better. And I'm guilty for that just as much. And that could be why I'm grieving it as well, is that, you know, what would I do if I had cancer? What am I doing to prevent cancer? I mean, not that you can or cannot, because there seems to be no rhyme or reason sometimes. But how am I being helpful to the community? How am I being helpful to my people, my friends, my family, and am I doing enough? And that's sort of where that frustrates me, not having, oh my gosh, she slept in my arms all day yesterday. Somebody missed her mama. That's why I feel so passionate, and it could be part of this whole anxiety and stress thing that I'm feeling, is that I'm not doing enough. I'm not talking enough. I'm not doing those things that are passionate in my heart. There, I don't look like I'm from Hunger Games. I think that's, you know, so important. These are all really great signs and symptoms that we need to recognize. And this is just hormones. Never mind switching over and looking at the inflammation, signs and symptoms of chronic inflammation, which will turn to disease and turn to who knows what, like lupus or colitis or Crohn's or all of those different things that we are not really taking care of.
No, and I mean, you kind of put the nail on the head when you said signs and symptoms. Like, those two words alone are indicative of a direction. Like, the body is giving you a sign to move forward in a certain direction. A symptom is an indication that your body is going, okay, something's wrong, do something about it. It's not just, oh, I've got this, and this, you know, and go to the doctor and they give you a pill for it. There's a lot of different, you gotta have to like step back and see the big picture of where, okay, well, I'm getting chronic headaches. Is it this? Is it this? Or is it this? You know, I for a long time was going through what I thought was hormonal headaches. So every month as I was going through my perimenopause, I was getting very bad headaches. As soon as I quit my job at the nursing home, they went away. And I was like, holy crap, that was more just tension. That was my body telling me that I just needed to make a shift in my life. You know, something, unfortunately, a lot of times we don't see it till after the fact, but these are, if you listen to them closely enough, they are your body telling you, look, you have to pay attention. You know, and that's exactly what pain is. Pain is also the body saying, look, we've got an issue, do something about it. Don't just pop a pill and mask it. We've got something, you know, and then until you actually, you know, deal with the problem underlying, it's not going to go away. And it's only just going to get worse until there's damage done and you can't reverse it.
No, so, exactly. Yeah. It's definitely so interesting. I'm sitting here being reflective about my son, who got stuck with us for the week and a week and more. But by the end of it, he had TMJ. And so I'm just sitting here thinking, did I really cause him a lot of stress? Because I'm trying to explain to him that's clenching. Maybe you slept wrong. And then I'm thinking here, no, maybe my anxiety and my stress was just too much. And then
maybe he was just stressed out from not being with his girlfriend or being with his friends or being in his house, or
probably. And that too. It
doesn't have to be definitely you. It could be just anything. Mom.
Maybe it was. Maybe I was not. Yeah. Anyways, so he was ready to come home and then get back to his lifestyle of gaming with his friends and
well, that's it.
You know, and doing his own thing and that type of thing. So, and then when you're stuck out there with nothing, then it's like,
yeah, that's the way
definitely
it
very
is.
cool.
I mean, you love your parents, but only so much once you become
Only
adult.
so much. Exactly.
I'm going to take you in because my battery's dying there.
Yeah.
So.
It's interesting. We think we're the best, coolest parents ever.
Well, we are. They just won't know that till we're gone. Come on.
Exactly. So yeah, I mean, I think I needed to come home. I needed to redirect. I needed to do those things. I needed to be a little more focused, and I need to take care of things, right?
Yeah.
And get my next Eating Your Way to Hormone Health, kind of that next phase 2, all set to go. So this week I'll get that all done and get the emails, and it's just so time consuming, I find, working from online. And I don't know, like many women out there or people who are working from home now instead of working at in their offices, it's the work seems to have doubled or tripled, I'm sure, with a lot of people, and how they respond and how the stress management aspect works better, because you don't take that lunch break. You may not take that 15-minute break. You may think you're going to get everything done early, but you still have to work until that time. And then if you're ever an online business entrepreneur, then the email sequencing and the responding to emails and connecting and being relevant are all very time consuming. But I certainly enjoy the what the 5-day hormone detox has done and what it offers, and the sort of eye-opening aspect of that has been really eye-opening to me and eye-opening to a few of the clients. So if you have a chance, get a hold of the 5-day hormone detox. I think Wendy has lost connection. Her phone died. Get a hold of it. I'm going to put up some videos this week to talk about it. Make sure you go out and get yourself a dry brush. I'll be talking about that this week as well, and digging in. If you haven't received an email yet from me, I apologize. It's I need to get better at that, so that's a huge confession there. But it's interesting, and both Wendy and I are very passionate about what we're trying to do, and that's why we've kind of joined forces, because we love talking about things. It's better to talk about health and what we want to do and throw ideas at each other when you're collaborating. And we do a lot of the same things. I know that a lot of the clinics do collaborate. I know naturopaths collaborate. They throw ideas at people without, with privacy. But so my next program is going to be the Eating Your Way to Hormone Health and the Hormone Workshop. So it's just that sort of phase 2 in understanding a little bit deeper how hormones play a role, how you can incorporate better foods long term, and even with the garden tower. So Wendy and I have both talked about Juice Plus, and the garden towers for me play a huge role in making sure that you get the proper amounts of vegetables and greens. And that's why it's important. Even with the whole food supplements, you're ensuring that you're getting everything you need in an easy way, so that foundation is taken care of, and that everything you eat from there on is just bonus, right? When you're talking free radicals, you're talking about autoimmune issues, you're talking about, hey, Wendy, you're back. Maybe. So when you're talking about whole food supplementation, and we're talking about the garden towers and gardening itself, it's important to have a focus for your own health. So if you're talking about foods that you love, foods that you need, foods that you need for autoimmunity, to support that effort, the foods you need for hormone health, all of that can be strategically planned in your garden, inside, in a tower garden. And that's why it's so important that we've been talking about it. The technology is there, and that's why we have felt so passionate about it. And as I was saying, Wendy, the whole food supplementation that we've been focused on is because it's that groundwork that we need to cover, regardless of any state of health. And you're trying to bring that good, simple nutrition. And what happens with a lot of the nutraceuticals, see, they're nutrition, but they're still nutraceuticals, right? When you're talking multivitamins, they're from a chemical base. It's still a chemical yeah, it's still a pharmaceutical. They're just called nutraceuticals. Yeah. And when we're talking about a whole food supplementation, you're looking for the easiest, simplest, bioavailable, absorbed, how easily absorbed it is to the body. And that's what we look at. And that's what I'm focusing on. If you can't grow it enough, you can't find it enough, you don't have the money enough to purchase it and eat enough of it, then goodness gracious, get that into you so that that's covered. And everything else you eat for that day is just bonus. Right?
Yeah.
Because here I am, I'm still, so I'm struggling with not being able to, I mean, I haven't really gained a lot, so that's absolutely amazing, but I still haven't lost anything, even though I'm doing a detox. So like a lot of us, we want to try low carb. We want to try keto. We want to jumpstart. We want to fast. We want to do intermittent fasting. We want to do something, right? That's just where our minds go. We can't help it. That's life.
Yeah. We think that that's the magic pill.
Well, yes. And then it's, you still need that foundation of nutrients.
Yep.
So that
you're always going to need vitamin A. You're always going to need vitamin C. Like, I mean, you're always going to need all these different things that what makes us who we are as a whole. It's like the whole analogy of, is it better to take vitamin A, B6, B1, B2, B6, or is it better to take an apple in? Well, it's always going to be better to take an apple in because you're also getting that synergistic properties of your baby, of how the apple works in your body. It's the right combination of everything, including the pectin and the fiber and all these other, and a little bit of sugar to help, synergistically get that apple into you at the best level. And that's a lot with the Juice Plus and the whole food based products that we're talking about that really are so amazing, because it is the whole apple. It is the whole grape. It is the whole fruit or vegetable that they take at the peakness of ripeness, right? And
ripeness,
yeah, and pulverize it down and dehydrate it out and allow you to take it in, just like you were juicing a whole product, but even better because you're getting all the other nutrients of the skin, the seeds, everything that goes into it. So
I don't know about you, when I'm juicing, I always feel so guilty about getting rid of half of it. So then I try and separate them and make soup or add it to muffins. And then I end up with all this frozen pulp in the freezer. And then I get the old stank eye. That's with all my
who's the cook?
Yeah, and all my frozen bananas in the freezer.
Yeah, I get that too. I clean them out. Oh, Mom, just make some banana bread. Well, yeah, you can too.
Yeah, you can too. Yeah, I made some really good banana bread with my sourdough starter.
Nice. So you've got your detox going on, and that's amazing. All this week I have got, and I had a little moment yesterday and did a little video on my page. If you guys want to watch it, that'd be kind of cool, and give me some feedback, because I was not holding anything back really, and I was just laying it out like it is, and how I am just kind of at the point where I'm a little tired of the excuses. I'm a little tired of people saying, oh, I can't give up coffee for 4 days, but I want this, and this, and this to happen. Well, for a lot of times, this stuff is not going to happen until you finally get off the pot and really start making some changes in your life. And this is something that I'm not only talking to myself when I say these things, but I'm talking to a lot of my clients, and I know my clients are very much like me. Sorry, I got a dog here. But it just takes it's a matter of just like really what is holding us back, you know, from actually doing a lot of this? And you and I, we've discussed this, like, you know, personally and behind the scenes a little bit about what is actually holding us back from getting us to where we want to be. We all have this ideal picture of ourselves. We want to lose 10, 15 pounds. We want to not, you know, we want to be able to sleep through the night like we used to when we were 20. We want to be able to have a drink every once in a while without worrying about hot flashes. We want to have this amazing connection with our spouses that we may have had, you know, 20 years ago, but is not there anymore, either be physically or sexually or whatever. We want to have, you know, be able to eat an extra piece of cheesecake without feeling guilty and going into this whole mindset of, oh my God, what did I do? What, you know, all these different things. And it's just, there's something holding us back. There's something that's really just keeping us from going forward. And I know there's like some people out there that can actually do it, and that's perfectly fine. But at the same time, I've talked to these people and they tell me, well, it's because I deprive myself, and they don't say these words, but I'm depriving myself. I only eat this many calories in a day. I only, I make sure that I get up and I'm not sleeping, but I get up early and I go for a jog every morning. Well, you know, a lot of these things are not really realistic for a lot of people, not that they even want to do it.
Oh, I have great intentions. That never happens, but.
Well, that's it. It's the intentions behind it, but it's not, it's because we see other people doing it successfully, but it doesn't really reside or resonate with who we are as people. Not necessarily you, but me specifically. I'm not a jogger, so I can't do that kind of stuff. I mean, I've tried, but it doesn't sit long enough for me to be able to continue it to a point where it's going to be beneficial for me. So anyways, I did this little rant, and I think I'm kind of on the rant again this morning, but it all just boils down to the fact that either do it or don't. And you know, this whole wishy-washy kind of in between, oh, I don't want, you know, kind of whining about it. Sometimes, I mean, I'm very sympathetic towards it because I kind of do it myself sometimes, but the thing is, it's got to stop. And unless you really want to get to where you want to get, you have to really just step up or step out. And that's kind of my little hashtag that I've been kind of putting out there this last little while. And that's why I've got this 4-day jumpstart going on right now in my private group. And all it is basically some smoothies, some soups, a lot of talk, and, you know, some really cool recipes. And, you know, it's just a beginning stage. We're on a journey. And I think this kind of mentality that I'm going through right now is part of the journey, where I have to really look at myself and go, well, what the hell? What is holding me back? And this is potentially the same thing that's holding a lot of people back. And I think it comes down to fear. It comes down to...
It does.
It comes down to not understanding or fearing what the end result looks like. It comes down to fearing what people around us will talk about or think of us or assume. You know, we have to be governing of our own body. I mean, nobody else is going to take care of us. Our own health issues, when they come, you know, if they come later on, are going to be a result of the choices we make today. And
right.
The thing is, we have to make those choices for ourselves, because nobody else is going to make those choices for us. We have to, you know, maybe take a chamomile tea in order to get those 6 to 7 hours sleep a night, you know, or we have to incorporate some melatonin, because if you have a tea, you might be up in a couple hours to go for a pee. You know, knowing what's going on with your body and then shifting accordingly. And if you have issues like that, then you reach out to people like us. And this is kind of what I said in my rant yesterday was, you know, we have the time right now. We are a community of amazing nutritionists and healthcare practitioners that are out there right now. We have the time because we're not able to get out to the community right now. And this is the time to access us through discovery calls, through just chatting, just throwing out questions to us, inquiring what's going on with perhaps a single issue that's going on with you right now. Because perhaps in a month, hopefully, a month, 2 months, we are going to be back out in the community, and we're going to be on the road, and we're going to be, I'm going to be working my live blood analysis, and that takes a good, 3 days a week at least. You go on the road, you're on the road for, weeks at a time, doing your thermography, and we're not going to have this extra connection time right now for people, which we have, so I really, really am kind of not pushing, but encouraging people to access us now while you have the chance, because like I said, we're going into 3 months of sometimes craziness, and we've had the snacks through our vacation. We've had a few extra drinks because we're on vacation, this forced vacation. It's time now to really pull up the bootstraps and get down to business, because once we get out of quarantine, it's going to be summertime. We're going to be 10 pounds heavier. We're going to be, crazy with stress. Our hair is going to be falling out. Our skin is going to be all blah. We're not going to be sleeping. We're maybe drinking too much. It's just, whatever, however it's going to manifest in you, it's going to be manifesting big time. So sorry, I got kind of on a rant there again.
That's okay.
Yesterday I had this smoothie in the afternoon, and I just whoa, it hit me, and I was just like, ah! So yeah. So come on over and join us in the smooth. It's not a smoothie challenge. It's a 4-day kickstart, jumpstart. It's a kickstart in the ass. It's a jumpstart to get you going and just give you some incentive to keep going, because when we're done, it's the weekend. But what is a weekend nowadays? I don't know. I've never known what a weekend was. Only just because it's it's the long weekend this weekend.
It is the long weekend this weekend. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting. It's been a very long weekend.
Don't go shopping on Thursday or Friday. Get it done now.
Yeah, no. I have to go later today. I forgot to pick up lunch meat from my husband. Ugh, I hate the stuff, but I always because I'm going shopping by myself right now, because we usually would go together. That's almost a date night for us. It's really been married too long, I guess. But it's I'm going shopping by myself now. I forget to buy meat. So he's doing without right now. He's getting egg salad sandwiches. He got tuna last night.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just I don't know. I don't know what meat to buy him. That's the cost you pay for living with a vegetarian, I guess.
That is, absolutely.
Especially if she makes your lunches for you. So I got on a rant. Sorry. We were talking about...
That's okay.
We
should probably sign off.
Yes.
Wish everyone a sweet adieu. Enjoy the glorious day outside. Get up, get outside, enjoy your day, and be productive. If you need some advice or you'd like someone to talk to, please contact Wendy or myself.
I won't yell at you, honest.
What?
I won't yell at you, honest.
Yeah. All my information is at divinewellness.ca or on my Facebook page, or just Google me.
Yeah, and I'll put the links in the show notes, just as always, to...
And let me know how what you liked about the 5-day detox, what you didn't like. What did you do to tweak the recipes? I was trying to keep them simple, because some people like spice and some people don't like spices. So I always keep it flexible so that it's nourishing and flavorful. You can actually taste things rather than just tasting thyme or just tasting sriracha, or just it's so great that it may taste bland, but just the right amount of salt and pepper enhances beef, or enhances the lentils, or enhances the carrot flavor. And you're trying to keep it as simple as possible, right? So everybody can do it.
Nice. Today is the first day of the Jumpstart, and tonight we have a lentil soup. So it's going to be really yummy. I'm looking forward to it.
Very nice.
Yes. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. And like I said, I'll put all the show notes in the comments below and or above. Never know where they are. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Well, thank you. You too. Bye, everybody.
Bye.